freedom. 1 Samuel 30. So David was sent back from the battle and found that the women, the sons, the daughters had been captured and the city was burned. And the people were weeping and the people wanted to stone David because they probably felt like if you would have been here and sat out there in that battle, this would have happened. And David encouraged himself in the Lord. And David asked the Lord, should I go and try to retrieve our people or not? And the Lord said yes. And you would think that, why would he have to ask something like that? You're talking about women, your sons and your daughters, but we got to ask God everything. Is this the right way that I'm supposed to do things? The Lord said yes. So 600 men went, but only 400 pursued because 2 of them were too weak. On the way, they met a man who gave them, David and the men, food and drink, and they hadn't eaten in like 3 days. So this man also knew where the camp was to recover their families. This is their families they're going to get. And David and the men smoked them all. And he came back to the 200, and then 400 that went with David to recover the people didn't want to do anything for the 200. They was like, they don't get nothing back because they didn't go with us. But David said no, because the Lord has given to us. He's preserved us. He delivered the enemy into our hand. And from this day forward, we're going to appreciate in this manner that we all get to have the victory, regardless of how it comes. We're not going to pick and choose, cherry pick who gets to be able to have a victory in the things God has given us. And at the same time of the victory, Saul was losing the battle. See, David didn't need to be in that battle because Saul lost the battle. His sons was unalive. He was unalive. Saul was injured by arrows and asked his armor bearer to take his life so the enemy would not torture him and put him through the cities to show that he was unalive. But his armor bearer couldn't do it, so Saul fell on his own sword. And then his armor bearer also fell on his own sword with him. And the Philistine found Saul and his sons and their bodies, and they beheaded Saul, and they did display him on a wall. But some violent men found their bodies, Saul and his sons, and they gave them a proper burial. But you have to understand that in the Lord, when he tells you to go back, that doesn't mean that you're going backwards. That means that's the direction you have to go to get to the next area in your life, which is a forward move. In God, back is still a forward move. Well, that's my time. Stay free.